So as Maya said in her last video, we've started the month of Toptember. We get to tell you about our top 10 lists of random stuff relating to books. So I was originally supposed to do this last Sunday, except then something came up. And then my sister took the camera for the entire week. And here we are. So my top 10 list that I'm going to be doing is top 10 female characters in books, which I have on my fancy device here. So one of the most important things in books, usually around young adults and kids, is to create a good role model in characters, one that the kids can relate to, but can also look up to. One of the biggest challenges that have been going on for a long time is creating a good female model. So number 10 in my top 10 list of awesome female characters is Katie Green from the Paper Gods. The Paper Gods is generally summarized basically the typical girl meets paranormal guy and then gets sucked up into the world, and somehow she's specially related to this world because of something her parents did. That being said, it's a bit different. Some of the cool things about Katie Green, like I said, is she's independent, she's confident in herself, and she's confident in her relationship. She knows how to handle stuff. I need to cut that part out. My poster's falling down. I need to fix that. Yeah, okay. So there's Katie Green for you. Number 10 on my list. Next, number 9 is Kestrel from The Winter's Curse. I've already talked about The Winter's Curse in my first review, which you probably shouldn't watch because it's absolutely terrible because it's my first one. Basically, the thing I liked about Kestrel was she was smart. She wasn't strong and destroyed everything in her path. She had more of the intelligence side, and I think she was just really cool to look up to. Her confidence in herself, that makes her a good role model, makes her in the top 10. Number 8 on my top 10 is Alina from the Grisha trilogy. Basically, Alina was clear-headed. I think the thing I liked about Alina was that she had ambition, and she had flaws, and she recognized those flaws, and sometimes she said, I'm okay with who I am, what my flaws are, and sometimes she looked at it and said, I need to change this, because it is not okay. And she was ever plotting. A lot of people saw her as the weak girl, but she wasn't the weak girl. She was the girl who was always plotting so that it was put in her advantage. Yeah, I'm looking at my iPad. It's part of the list. We have Morgan from Perfect Ruin. Don't remember a lot about Morgan, so this is going to be a really bad summarization. If I remember vaguely from when I read it, I liked Morgan because she was like a dreamer. She was awed and amazed by the world and wasn't sure whether she was being told lies and what was true. In the end, she realized she had to make decisions for herself. She couldn't let anybody else decide for her because she didn't know if they were working in her best interest or their own. So, going down now, I think we're in 6? Yeah. Number 6 on my list is, of course, Katniss from The Hunger Games. She's not higher up in the list because I'm not really sure how I feel about Katniss. I think she's a strong female character. I think she's protective of her family. She has, again, that strength of being thrown into a situation and getting out the best outcome. She has the protectiveness over her family, the desire to protect people close to her. That being said, she's not exactly perfect, and of course no character is perfect. She has her faults and her flaws, and I guess I just would have kind of liked to see more of the psychology in her character. But other than that, she is definitely a strong, independent girl who has to make decisions in order to protect the people around her and herself, and she's thrown into this martyr situation similar to Alina's, and she doesn't know what to do. People who can help her are the people who are more interested in their own interests than hers, and that's why she's on. Number 5, going into the top 5 now, is Hazel from The Fault in Our Stars. So as I was making this list, I realized that a lot of the characters were from like paranormal fantasy books. And yeah, those characters are great. They're awesome. I mean, you get to see their strong side because they're fighting against stuff, right? There's also the real life slice of life stories. And I don't think we give enough credit to some of the characters that are in there. Hazel is on here because she's dealing with a lot. She's dealing with the fear of basically hurting the people she's close to. She seems to accept the situation she's in, and she knows kind of how to deal with it and is kind of lost. The reason why she's there is because she is a strong character. She is someone that I look up to. She's someone I want my kids to look up to. Because even put in that situation, she has a calm head. She looks towards, in some ways, the beauties of life. The swing set in the backyard, going to Amsterdam, the dream she had of going anywhere, really, to go to Amsterdam, to go to Disney when she was little. And to be able to keep that positive side in having cancer and dying early is definitely something that is tough to do. So that's why she's in my top 5, top 10 list here. Yep. So number 4 is Kino from Kino's Journey. Not a lot of people may recognize this because it is a Japanese light novel. Yeah. Kino, I feel like I've shifted over from the camera angle. Can you guys still see me? Probably. Okay. So, Kino, basically Summer of Kino's Journey, is about a girl who travels on a talking motorcycle, and she goes to these different cities where she only stays there for 3 days, because 3 days is all you need to learn about the city and not get involved with the culture. And the difference between all these cities is each one is like a different country. It's like the city-state and the city-state system in Greece. So Kino is there because she is pretty awesome, let me tell you. She doesn't really care how people view her, but she doesn't let them look down at her. She is a solitude person. She's in solitude. She travels alone. Well, except for the talking motorcycle, but she sees horrors in her journey. She sees happiness. She sees sadness. And all the way through, she is able to just walk through it. And the ability not only to just see these things, but to say, I have no right to interfere with anything happening. And to see these horrors and say, there is nothing I can do. And if I did anything, it would make it worse, is definitely something that's really tough and strong, shows her character. So, there you go. The third female character is Hermione from Harry Potter. She is there because, hello, awesome character again. She's smart. She's been through a lot being a muggle-born wizard in a school where you have purebloods who don't really like them, who find it against tradition. Is really tough to do. I mean, it's not too bad because society has changed where they're more accepting of muggle-borns, but there was still that bullying that was seen through her story. Just her to be able to support Harry. Second female character is Cybohan from the Story of Owen. And as I've said in my review on the book, she's basically there because she has hopes and dreams. She knows what to do to accomplish them. She, again, has that respect for herself, that confidence in herself. She is an amazing support to Owen when he needs her. She knows her strengths and she knows how to help Owen by staying out of the way where she could get hurt and helping him from the sidelines too. And finally, the number 1 character is Annabeth from Percy Jackson. And she's there because, again, she has that strength in her. She has that independence, that confidence, that respect, that ability to connect with people and bring out their potential, the ability to support people, the ability to fight off your own fears, to go through that, to accept the need to accept help from others. She has the ability to see her flaws, to recognize them, to see her fears, to know that she has friends that are there to support her, to know she's not alone, and the ability to bring out others' potential as well as herself. And that is why she is at the top of the list. And that is basically my top 10 list. So I should probably talk about how I organized it. I don't have any rankings, so I tried to group them. So basically from 10 to 6, those are the characters that I thought should be mentioned because they were pretty cool, but they were my favorite. And then the top 5 are my favorite characters that are just really awesome. And there you go. So Maddie, I'll see you in your next video. Can't wait to see what your top 10 list is. And it is really cold in here. Oh my gosh.